Hello there, welcome back to my channel. This time we're looking at the sets that are due to retire in 2026, the Technic, the ones that are due to retire at the end of December. My last video we did the ones that are due to retire in July. It's surprising how quickly it comes around. If you look on the websites, there are already some of the ones that are due to retire in July. It says at risk of being unavailable and that kind of thing, so it's surprising. Some of these sets will slowly start to disappear. Right, so the first one, the Technic that's due to retire at the end of 2026 is 42154, the 2022 Ford GT, 104.99. Retires at the end of 2026. It will have had a 3-year 10-month shelf life. Brickeconomy values it at £82. It's 7 pence per piece. In the last 30 days, so 27 sets, the highest amount was 114, which is only £10 more than MSRP, and the lowest amount was 63. It's got a 5% retirement pop, and it's ranked 10th in the license theme. It's sold 10,829 sets, of which 4,629 were in the US, 1,461 were in the UK, and 2,970 were in Europe. Next one is 42170, the Kawasaki Ninja H2R motorcycle, 69.99. If that retires, it'll have had a 2-year 10-month shelf life. At the moment it's valued at £57. It's 11 pence per piece. In the last 30 days, so 29 sets. The highest amount was 81, the lowest amount was 51. It's got a 5% retirement pop with an expected good investment. And that one's ranked 40th in the license theme. It sold 2,249, 753 of which were in the US, and 252 were in the UK, and 648 was in Europe. Next one is 42171, the Mercedes AMG F1 car, 189.99. If that one retires, it'll have had a 2-year 10-month shelf life. Brickeconomy values it at £145. It's 12 pence per piece. In the last 30 days, sold 23 sets. The highest amount was 204, the lowest amount was 134. It's got a 5% retirement pop with an expected good investment. That one's ranked 15th in the license theme. It sold 6,604 sets, of which 2,277 were in the US and 891 were in the UK. 1,989 were in Europe. Next one is 42173, the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute Grey Hypercar, 46.99. If that one retires, it will be a 2-year 5-month shelf life. Brickeconomy values it at £35. It's 6 pence per piece. In the last 30 days, sold 55 sets. The highest amount was 50, the lowest amount was 30. It's got a 5% retirement pop as well, with an expected good investment. That one's ranked 30th in the license theme. It sold 2,970 sets, of which 1,353 were in the US, and 369 were in the UK, and 621 were in Europe. Next one is 42175, the Volvo FMX truck and the EC230 electric excavator, 169.99. If that one retires, it'll have had a 2-year 5-month shelf life. Brickeconomy values it at £154. It's 7 pence per piece. In the last 30 days, sold 35 sets. The highest amount was 240, the lowest amount was 131. It's got a 5% retirement pop as well. It's ranked 48th in the license theme. It sold 1,138 sets, of which 336 were in the US and 132 were in the UK, but there was 402 in Europe, so Europe beat US again. Next one is 42176, the Porsche GT4 E Performance race car, 149.99. That one, if it retires, will have a 2-year 5-month shelf life as well. Brickeconomy values it at £107. It's 18 pence per piece. In the last 30 days, sold 29 sets. The highest amount was 175, the lowest amount was 93. It's got a 5% retirement pop with an expected good investment. That's ranked 44th in the license theme. It sold 1,523 sets, of which 585 were in the US, 195 were in the UK, and 453 were in Europe. Next one is 42177, the Mercedes-Benz G500 Professional line, 219.99. If that one retires, it'll have had a 2-year 5-month shelf life as well. Brickeconomy values it at £171 and it's 8 pence per piece. In the last 30 days, sold 29 sets. The highest amount was 273, the lowest amount was 150. It's got a 4% retirement pop with an expected good investment. It's ranked 29th in the licensed theme, selling 2,983 sets, of which 957 were in the US, 393 were in the UK, but 1,068 were in Europe. So again, Europe beats America. Next one is 42179, the planet Earth and the moon in orbit, 69.99. If that one retires, it'd be a 2-year, 10-month shelf life. Brickeconomy values it at £53, it's 13 pence per piece. In the last 30 days, sold 34 sets. The highest amount was 80, the lowest amount was 47. It's got a 6% retirement pop, and that's ranked first in the space theme. And it sold 5,241 sets, of which 2,808 were in the US, 303 were in the UK, and 1,257 was in Europe. Next one is 42180, the Mars Crew Exploration Rover, 129.99. If that one retires, it'll have a 2-year, 10-month shelf life. Brickeconomy values it at £106. It's 8 pence per piece. In the last 30 days, sold 26 sets. The highest amount was 157. The lowest amount was 80. It's got a 6% retirement pop with an expected good investment. That one's ranked 4th in the space theme, and it sold 1,076 sets, of which 552 were in the US, 42 was in the UK, and 306 was in Europe. Next one is 42197, the backhoe loader, 8.99. If that one retires, it'll have had a 2-year shelf life. Brickeconomy at the moment values it at £8. That's 9 pence per piece. In the last 30 days, sold 45 sets. The highest amount was 12, the lowest amount was 6. It's got a 9% retirement pop, and it's ranked 214th in the Technic theme. It sold 1,111 sets, of which 462 were in the US, 87 was in the UK, and 342 in Europe. Next one is 42198, the bush plane, 22.99. If that one retires, it'll have had a 2-year shelf life. Brickeconomy values it at £21. It's 7 pence per piece. In the last 30 days, sold 42 sets. The highest amount was 31, the lowest amount was 17. It's got a 4% retirement pop, and it's ranked 257th in the Technic theme, selling 839 sets, of which 372 were in the US, 57 in the UK, and 234 in Europe. Next one is 42199, the Monster Jam Digatron Pullback, 22.99. That one will have had a 2-year shelf life as well. At the moment, it's valued at £20. 11 pence per piece. In the last 30 days, sold 32 sets. The highest amount was 30, the lowest amount was 16. It's got an 11% retirement pop with an expected good investment. It's ranked 8th in the Monster Jam theme, selling 563 sets, of which 195 were in the US, 60 were in the UK, and 201 in Europe. So Europe wins again. Next one is 42200, the Monster Jam Thunderorus Pullback, 22.99. That one will have a 2-year shelf life again as well. Brickeconomy values it at £20 as well. That's a 10 pence per piece. I've actually got one of these. In the last 30 days, sold 34 sets. The highest amount was 32, the lowest amount was 16. That's got an 11% retirement pop as well, with an expected good investment. It's ranked 7th in the Monster Jam theme, so just above the other one, selling 612 sets, of which 210 were in the US, 132 was in the UK, and 153 was in Europe. Next one is 42201, the Deep Sea Research Submarine, $34.99. And that'll have a 2-year shelf life as well. Brickeconomy values it at £28. It's 8 pence per piece. In the last 30 days, sold 35 sets. Highest amount was 43, the lowest amount was 22. It's got a 4% retirement pop with an expected good investment. That's ranked 410th in the Technic theme, selling 348 sets, of which 126 was in the US, 30 in the UK, and 96 in Europe. Next one is 42203, the Tipping Dump Truck, $44.99. That one retires, it'll have had a 1-year, 10-month shelf life. Brickeconomy values it at £36, it's 10 pence per piece. In the last 30 days, sold 32 sets. The highest amount was 53, the lowest amount was 31. It's got a 4% retirement pop and ranked 382nd in the Technic theme, selling 418 sets, of which 123 were in the US, 33 in the UK and 129 in Europe. Just going ahead with Europe. Next one is 42204 Fast and Furious Toyota Supra Mark IV, 54.99. If that one retires, it'll have had a 1 year 10-month shelf life. Brickeconomy values it at £41. It's 7 pence per piece. In the last 30 days sold 60 sets. The highest amount was 64, the lowest amount was 35. It's got a 4% retirement pop and is ranked 156th in the Fast and Furious theme, selling 1,666 sets, of which 834 was in the US, 189 was in the UK and 267 was in Europe. Next one is 42205, the Chevrolet Corvette Stingray, 54.99. Now that one will have had a 1 year 10-month shelf life if it retires. At the moment it's worth valued at £43, 8 pence per piece. In the last 30 days sold 46 sets. The highest amount was 69, the lowest amount was 35. It's got a 5% retirement pop. That's ranked 50th in the licensed theme, selling 739 sets, of which 342 were in the US, 57 in the UK and 147 in Europe. And the last one is the same car, just a different colour. That one is 42217, the Chevrolet Corvette Stingray in blue. That one's £54.99 as well. That one will have had a 1 year 7-month shelf life. At the moment that one's valued at £46. Obviously that one came out a few months later, so it's a bit newer. It's got 8 pence per piece, and that one in the last 30 days has sold 56, so 10 more than the other one. Highest amount was 70, so £1 more than the other one, and the lowest amount was 37. So it's, with all the data, it's doing slightly better than the other one, so the blue one rather than the other one. It's got a 5% retirement pop as well, with an expected good investment. That one is ranked 54th in the license theme because it's only sold 334 because it's not been out as long, of which 219 was in the US, 6 in the UK and 33 in Europe. Now I'm just going to kind of reiterate what I normally say. I've got my little board now. Now this is to show these the sites I get the data from, and these are the countries that it represents. So the data that I show you only comes from these sites, not Lego the store or lego.com or Barnes and Noble, Argos or any other store, or going into a Lego store. Only these, like say Amazon, eBay, Bricklink, StockX, and only the countries on the right hand side. So any other country that's not on that list, it doesn't represent those figures. So like I said before in my other videos, if I say that a set has sold 10,000 sets, I look at these and think, right, well that's maybe a quarter of the market, so I times it by 4. So I look at, if it sold 10,000, it sold 40,000 in total. That's kind of gives you a rough estimate of how many is actually sold. And also I'll explain the retirement pop is, say at the end of December, 31st of December, people realise that a set is actually retired, and they get FOMO and go, oh, I wanted to get that set, I forgot it retired, or whatever it is. So they quickly go out and buy it, but obviously it's already started to dry up. So there's a slight increase when people are selling it, so let's call it retirement pop. So in those first sort of, like January, maybe mid-February, you get a higher price, and then obviously after that it kind of settles down a little bit. So if I say it's got a 10% retirement pop, then maybe later on it'll drop down to 8 and then just kind of go, a steady kind of 8% climb each year sort of thing, or an increase each year. Okay, so my next video will be icons. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.